If you think switching from table sugar to sugar substitutes is a good idea, well, after you hear what I'm about to reveal, you probably won't want to touch them with a 10-foot pole. Hello, I'm Dr. Krystosik, and for decades, I've been helping people just like you live longer, healthier lives without a medicine cabinet full of drugs. And today, I want to talk to you about sugar substitutes. We're all led to believe they're healthier choices because they have 0 calories, right? Well, here's the truth. They don't just pass harmlessly through your gut, they damage your gut microbiome along the way. They disrupt the delicate balance of bacteria inside you and trigger a bunch of long term health consequences the food industry doesn't want you to know about. But right now, I'm going to warn you about the dangers of these artificial sweeteners because here's the reality. Big food companies have become as deceptive as big pharma. When it comes to artificial sweeteners like aspartame, sucralose, saccharin, their marketing lies try to convince you these sweeteners are safe and better choices to sweeten your coffee, your soda, or your snacks with. Well, what they don't want to tell you is that they don't want people to know is that researchers are now proving artificial sweeteners can disrupt or damage the trillions of bacteria, fungi, and other microbes living inside your gut. Okay, let's start with one of the most surprising findings. You see, artificial sweeteners can change the population of your gut bacteria from higher levels of harmful bacteria, crowding out the beneficial bacteria. And these bad bacteria, well, they disrupt the body's ability to maintain healthy blood sugar levels. In fact, a landmark study back in 2014, well, it showed that mice fed saccharin caused the body to have elevated levels of blood sugar level, which leads to diabetes. And when the researchers transferred the harmful gut bacteria into healthy mice, those mice also developed blood sugar problems. In other words, the artificial sweeteners weren't directly causing elevated levels of blood sugar, but the harmful bacteria inside the gut that saccharin created, well, they did. In another artificial sweetener that's very popular called sucralose, one of the most widely used sweeteners in our diet, sodas, it has been shown to reduce the population of beneficial gut bacteria like lactobacillus and bifidobacterium, and at the same time allowing more harmful bacteria to grow and thrive. Well, this imbalance, known as dysbiosis, well, it weakens your gut lining, allowing toxins to enter inside the blood and triggering inflammation, and can even set the stage for conditions like irritable bowel syndrome, obesity, and metabolic syndrome. Now, aspartame, another common sweetener, has been linked to harmful changes in the connection between the gut and your brain. And when your microbiome, that's the bacteria in your gut, is disrupted, your brain gets the wrong signals from your gut, which can lead to mood swings, anxiety disorders, depression, as well as increased cravings for sweets and overeating. This is exactly the opposite thing what people are looking for and hoping for when they reach for a diet product. Now, here's where things get even more concerning. Your gut lining gets damaged by some artificial sweeteners more than others. You see, the gut lining is a protective wall that keeps toxins and undigested food particles and harmful bacteria from leaking into your bloodstream. And when this barrier is damaged, it's known a condition that we call leaky gut. This causes your immune system to go haywire and it overreacts and triggers inflammation. And that constant low grade inflammation has been connected to everything from autoimmune diseases to accelerated aging. And what about those newer natural options like stevia or monk fruit? Well, it's true that they're safe as long as they're used in moderation. But here's the problem. Food manufacturers are now blending these safe sugar alternatives and creating highly processed versions of them, especially those that are blended with sugar alcohols like erythritol. And erythritol has been shown to cause gas and bloating and imbalances in the gut bacteria. especially when it's consumed in large amounts. So remember, 0 calorie doesn't mean zero harm. Okay, so what can you do if you've been relying on these artificial sweeteners? Well, the first step you can do is keep track of how often they sneak into your diet. You see, they're hidden not just into diet sodas, but also in protein powders, flavored waters, yogurt, chewing gum, and even foods labeled as keto friendly. The second thing, if you want a sweet taste, stick to pure monk fruit or pure stevia with nothing else added, or small amounts of sweeteners like raw honey or maple syrup, or even use whole fruit, which are also loaded with antioxidants. And they also provide prebiotic fibers that actually support gut health instead of damaging your gut. Finally, the most powerful shift that you can make is training your taste buds to need less sweetness altogether. When you slowly cut back on sweeteners, your taste buds will adapt. What once seemed bland starts to taste rich and satisfying again, and your gut bacteria will thank you by providing you with healthier and more consistent bowel movements, a stronger immune system, and you've got to remember that 70% of your immune system is inside your gut. So please treat it kindly. So the next time you see sugar free on a label, remember it might not be as harmless as it sounds. And always remember your gut is the command center for your immune system, your metabolism, and even your moods. Protecting your gut means being cautious about what you put inside it. And artificial sweeteners, they may provide freedom from calories, but they quietly damage your health in return. If you found this video eye-opening, take a closer look at your diet today and see where you can reduce or replace these hidden disruptors. Your gut and your entire body will reward you in ways far greater than just cutting calories. So, my friend, I would appreciate it if you could like this video and subscribe to my channel. And I encourage you to join my Gut 911 prescription community where people just like you are supporting each other, encouraging each other, and staying on track with healthy habits while they learn from me how to become independently healthy. So for now, here's to your health.